Well, thank you for that weather update, Andy. But I wish that we had the talented and wonderful cast of Into the Woods in studio. But take a look. My wish came true. That's right, because Midway Theater Company is putting on this Enchanted show this weekend and next, and joining us to literally walk us through the journey into the woods, we've got Chase, we've got Ember, we've got Nikki. How are all of you?
Great.
So good.
Yes, well, thank you so much for joining us, especially since we're so close to opening night.
Yeah.
But Into the Woods is becoming more and more of a classical musical with music and lyrics by the one and only Stephen Sondheim, you know, that we love. But of course, literally walk us through the journey that the characters go on.
Yeah, so this story combines a bunch of classic fairy tales like Cinderella, Little Red Riding Hood, Jack and the Beanstalk. Yeah. And the first act is all about them trying to get the things that they are wishing for, and so kind of their journey in getting those things. And then the second act really breaks down the consequences of the choices they made to get those wishes, and we see kind of all of that unfold and, yeah, learn a really powerful message.
Talk about quite a journey, and the fact that all of our favorite characters in one place at one time.
Yeah.
But what was it about this show that made you say, listen, we've got to do this musical right here in mid-Michigan? Yeah,
so there's a couple of things. The show itself is just very powerful, and the message that it has. A couple like responsibility for your choices, that your choices don't just affect you, they affect the world around you, and and that no one is alone. That's a big theme in it too. But also there's been some special things, like this is the first time this show will be done on a Lansing stage since like 2009. It's been done in other areas, but like not in Lansing. And then we also wanted to bring together like all of mid-Michigan, so we had people from Grand Rapids, Kalamazoo, Novi, all that area, so it's been cool to bring everyone to like Lansing to bring that together.
That's right, all across the mitten, right here in our backyard. Now, Ember, my dear, you play Cinderella. Was there anything about this character at all that surprised you?
Something I noticed is that a lot of the characters have changes throughout the show. They go through a lot of shifting and character and personality changes, and even in what they believe and what they long for and what they wish for. But I noticed that Cinderella tends to stay true to her core values and the things that her mother taught her, to be good and to be caring and loving towards people. And she also learns how to work with other people. She's of course served the stepfamily most of her life, but she's kind of been on her own in her own little world. So it's so cool to get to watch her have that transition from being alone to working with other people and kind of finding this family and the people she meets in the woods.
That's right, and that's kind of a really good life lesson too, that hey, even though things around you may change, you make sure you stay true to your own core values and what you know is right. Absolutely. Now, Nikki, my friend, you get to play Little Red Riding Hood. So what's something that you've learned about yourself while working on this musical?
Yeah. So at first, being cast as Little Red Riding Hood was pretty intimidating because she's pretty rambunctious and crazy, and at a glance pretty different from me. But throughout the development of her character, I really learned how beautiful that childlike joy is that she has, and how I wanted to bring more of that into who I am, and bring that to people that I know and love, and just, it's so valuable, and yeah.
I love that, especially when you do theater and you get so into a character that there's parts of it that kind of stay with you even when the curtain closes.
That's right. So true.
Well, overall, tell us, I know you've mentioned it kind of already, but what message do you want people to really walk away with?
Yeah, I think we really want this show to be like a great conversation starter. It starts off really fun and really joyful and all of that, and then kind of takes a deeper turn, and so like I think that's going to be unexpected for people because it is a musical comedy, but then it has just a lot of layers to it. So we're hoping this is a good conversation starter about like just even in our own choices that we make in our day-to-day lives and how they affect people, and that like we are not alone in those things, and so
Absolutely. And Chase, if people want to get involved with Midway Theater Company either on or off the stage, tell us, how can we do that?
Yeah, so you can go to midwaytheatercompany.org to get tickets, or there's also a volunteer section there, and that's also where you can sign up for different auditions and stuff that are all coming up.
Awesome. Especially important to know that, hey, there's a lot of people, not just those on the stage, but those off the stage that make the show happen. But guess what? We're sticking around here after the break because we want to see how well this cast knows how to get out of the woods. We're going to play a little game with them next, so make sure you guys stick around.